Okay, I'm making this video because I have found out something disturbing about Google. That Google is going to start defining you individually based on what you search for, based on what you purchased, and everything. I've decided to call this video A Brave New Google because it is like the book A Brave New World. The only difference is it will not be the state that does it. It will be private industry, because the state has no reason to give you that much tyranny. This is what people don't understand. The state is an entity that represents the people's morals. It does not represent the person's personal profit motive. It only represents the evils that humanity itself can exemplify. It can only exemplify the evils of war, of greed and servileness, things like that. But when you have the profit motive, there is so many worse possibilities, and that's what we are moving toward. The whole point of A Brave New Google, as I put it, is that everyone wants to blame Obama for everything. Let's use Obama as an example. Obama can't do dick. Obama is merely the president. He is not responsible for all the bad laws that you despise. SOPA, ACTA, if you're against it, don't blame Obama. All Obama can do is either veto, and then it'll go back to the Senate and congressional floor, or he can pass it. And if he doesn't pass it, he probably won't get elected for the next 4 years by not playing along with the Senate and Congress's little game. So he does not have all that much power. He is not a monarch. And even if he was a monarch, there would still be limitations, because a monarch can only control so much before it becomes too much for him to handle without an oligarchy. And once the oligarchy is not coincide with the monarch, there's going to be problems. So politicians really don't have all that much power. But secret corporate executives that have all the money, all the potential, and all the desire to control every facet of your life do have the power, because they have the power via owning all the land, all the resources, all the people's good graces. Everybody loves the free market. Libertarians clap their hands like fucking seals over every little thing the corporate America does. Doctors do not have to give you prescriptions. They can choose to not serve you. The grocery store can choose not to let you in and give you food. The mortgage companies can choose not to let you buy a house. The internet can choose not to provide its services for you, and your ISP be shut down. The individual websites can choose. Every step you take requires that somebody let you do it. And meanwhile, you're paying them. It's not like you're just demanding it. You have done your part and participated in society by working to pay for this shit, and they still get to reject you. Why? Because somebody owns it? That's ridiculous. But that's what we're moving into. And that's how tyranny is going to come to this world. Not just a country, not just a continent, the entire world. The private industry is going to destroy you, and you're going to welcome it because you're a sick asshole. And that's just the way it is. That's how Light Yagami 121 is. That's how all my trolls on my page are. They're fucking assholes, and they love the tyranny and disrespect upon themselves and upon others. If they didn't, they would do something about it. They would get mad. They would write to their congressmen to regulate the internet. They would write to their governors to do something in their state against this bullshit. But they don't want to. They want the tyranny. They want the control. And it's going to get to the point where Google is going to define you as a consumer and keep you uber distracted. You're already distracted now by porn and by torrenting and by all this shit, and you're not paying attention to the news, and you're not paying attention to your own civil rights being violated. You think that they're entitled to treating you this way. Can you imagine? Well, of course you can't, because you're the unimaginative zombie lot. But for those of you that do listen to my videos and do get what I'm saying, can you imagine when Google starts to really know what makes you tick and, completely puts you in that matrix grid where you're in your own little world masturbating indefinitely? Whether it be physical masturbation or self-masturbation. It doesn't matter. You guys love to call me autistic and shit, but you're more of an Asperger than I could ever be. Because you know what makes someone autistic? They live in their own little world. And I'm not living in my own little world. I know exactly what's going on. I might be isolated from the world. I might be a bit idealistic about that world. I might be exaggerant. I might be flamboyant about it. But I am by no means ignorant of what goes on in the world. I know more about what's going on than you do. That's why I make these videos. And what are you doing with your time? What are you thinking about? What are you planning? What are your goals? What are your emotions? You're not a human being. You're a program. You've been programmed to think and to feel the way they want you to think and to feel. Something not tangible, but something controllable, something predictable. You have all these wants, but you have no needs. You have no deep desires beyond another porno or another stupid TV show like Big Bang Theory or something. You have no real human qualities. You have no relationships. You have no substance to your being. You have no frustrations and no failures and no, ambitions and disappointments and all that negative emotion is good. It gives you humanity. And you don't have that humanity anymore. And Google is going to make sure you never do again. And I came to this realization when I went to just play an app game on Facebook. That's all I did. It was like a Buddha thing where you could see where you'd reincarnate as. That looked fun. So I went to do that. And I couldn't end up playing it. And I was like, well, that sucks. I had to use the Timeline app in order to do it. So I figured, oh, well, I can just opt out of Timeline later, right? No. You can't opt out of Timeline once you're in it. Once you're in it forever. So I would have to make a new account. But that wouldn't matter anyway because Mark Zuckerberg just came out and said that everyone will be rotated into Timeline one way or another. They're going to force it upon you. And there's not a fucking thing you can do about it. There might be something you could do about it if you organize, but you're not going to because you're a zombie. You're nobody. So, it's basically going to be forced on people. And they're just going to have to leave Facebook. Because that's our only choice ever. Is to either not have anything, or have everything under someone else's discretion. Under their crown. Under their authority. And that is why I'm a communist. Because I do not believe that. I do not believe we should have to choose between starvation and slavery on every single level. On every single level, it is either we have to isolate ourselves and run away and hide in a corner and hope that the market doesn't come and stomp on our necks, or we have to deal with their rules. And I'm not willing to put up with that. Not anymore. I am sick of that. I am sick of people telling me that I have to ascribe to the forum terms of service. But meanwhile, they can make it up as they go along. They wipe their ass with their terms of service. They basically ban you because they want to. And that's why your job fires you. Because they want to. It isn't because you actually did anything. You are always being discriminated against. Whether it's because of your race, your gender, your sexuality, just cause. They don't need a reason. They just make up that shit to justify their own sickness. But the fact is they're just sadistic. And you're sadistic. You're just not as successful at it. But you're a pathetic loser, and you are feeding them. They are vampires, and you are feeding them your blood and making them stronger. That's the simple matter of it. And, I'm running out of time here, but, it just amazes me that, people are so willing to accept this shit. I don't even know the words for it. I'm at a loss for words, really. I guess I'll make a part 2 of A Brave New Google. Maybe then I'll be able to verbalize what I'm trying to convey more. So, see you later.